I realize that I've been building in Brindleton Bay a lot recently, and I'm so sorry, but I am gonna do it again because today I want to do a limited pack build. I feel like I should probably do at least one more smallish and limited pack build before For Rent comes out. I hate saying that, The Sims 4 For Rent. It's a stupid name, but next week the new pack is coming out and I know that I'm gonna be only building giant apartments. So this is probably a good time to make some stuff on the smaller side. And I was thinking that I might try and make a starter home using only cats and dogs. It's just one of the best packs. I don't make the rules. It just has all the best furniture. It's got the best windows. It's a really, really solid pack. Also, for some reason, I picked Eric Lewis as our test sim for this. I don't really know why, and I'm sorry, buddy. I'll make you a nice house, I promise. Nothing could be worse than the house that you live in right now. It might be a mansion, but it's an ugly mansion, so this is gonna be better. I really like the sort of Cape Cod style houses in Brindleton Bay, and that's part of why I like building here so much, but the problem is, whenever I do these, they're not really very well suited to being starter homes because they're kind of expensive by nature. They've got kind of a fancy roofline, and a lot of it is unusable space. We can do a couple things to make it more useful, like adding some bump outs like this so there's a little bit more usable space, but realistically, it's probably gonna be like a 1-bedroom house. Can that be smaller? These windows kind of look weird. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. That does also save me some money, which is gonna be a bonus for this. Also, something I've noticed, there's been a really weird bug where when I make these 1 tile wide, it glitches the wallpaper. Do you see that? It's fine 2 tiles, 1 tile it's not. Why? Is it fine when you make it bigger? No, isn't that so weird? That's only been happening for a couple weeks. I don't really know why or how that started. All right, so I'm picturing there'll be like a little flat roof over a small entryway space, kind of like that. Not obsessed with the roof line here either, so I may have to redo it. If you also get annoyed by the roof clipping, you can see this like tiny bit of clipping right here. There are ways to fix it. They're just really annoying to work with. So to do that, what you're gonna wanna do is place the roof a whole bunch of times. You basically have to go through and put each piece individually so that you can like really control where the trim is going and like add it onto each side individually. And that way you can basically wrap the roof around your walls and then you won't have any more clipping. In this case, this is kind of strange, but I kind of want to have a separate roof piece for every single tile here. Every single one of these is a different piece so that it fits together the best. That's kind of extreme and probably not worth it, but you know what? It was easy and it looks good, so it's fine. So inside the house, my initial thought right now is to have maybe like a staircase over here somehow. I don't know what side I want the stairs to be on, but I'm kind of picturing maybe something like this, because then I can maybe open it up. Oh, yikes. Oh no, this is gonna be rough. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, big problem we are encountering. That's even worse. Yikes. Okay, what if it was like just lofted? It's just the 1 bedroom upstairs. They could probably have a bathroom up here, so we can have a lofted bedroom in this area and then a bathroom in this corner. It's not really ideal. If I tried to separate it more, it might be better because then it would be like 1 big bedroom, but I don't know, the loft's kind of cool. It's cool if not a little bit impractical. It might not be the smartest choice, but it does look interesting. I could also have it just be 1 big room and then we could have the bathroom downstairs in this corner. Oh, maybe I can get kind of like a cute rounded porch. I actually quite like that idea. It might be expensive, but it looks good to have. Oh no, roof's messed up. It looks good to have it like that, I think. So maybe this corner can become the kitchen. This could be the living room. We could have a small dining table here, and then maybe this could be a 2nd bedroom or like an office. I don't know. That's kind of a stretch, but we can try it. Let me put some cheap doors. Luckily, actually, this is nice. We don't have to pay for a door upstairs because there's no door. I had to pay for stairs and a fence and everything, but that's it, at least, I guess. So I'm kind of starting to think about windows here. And before I go too far with this, oh, that's bad. Hold on. I was gonna say, before we get too far with this, I want to tell you a little bit about the sponsor of today's video. This might sound weird, but it's really important to monitor your cat's litter box behavior because it can be a big indicator of their health. They can show signs of health problems in their bathroom habits, so it's really important to keep a close eye on it. I have a cat named Snap who's 15 and she was recently diagnosed with kidney disease. This is something that happens to a lot of cats, especially as they get older. Obviously, I'm really worried about her and I want to be able to keep a close eye on her and how she's doing, so I got the Petivity Smart Litter Box Monitor and they have very kindly sponsored sponsored today's video. So basically, I have the monitor with my litter box, and then it hooks up to an app on my phone, and it takes data about Snap's weight and also her litter box activity, and then transforms it into meaningful insights about her well-being. You just place it underneath your regular litter box, and then it will weigh your cat and also send you a notification to your phone each time they use it. If you have multiple cats, it's able to learn and tell the difference between them and then recognize which ones are using it and when. By keeping close track of both their weight and their litter box habits, it's able to identify changes that might signal that it's time for a call to the vet. So just to give an example, it can notice signs for things like UTIs, hyperthyroidism, diabetes, and also kidney disease. My cat Snap has started drinking a lot of water and then therefore also peeing a lot because of her kidney disease. So that's the kind of thing the litter monitor can help keep track of. To be clear, this is not intended to diagnose, treat, or mitigate any of your pet's conditions, but it does give valuable information about how they're doing and can also help indicate when it might be time for an additional vet checkup. It can be hard for us to tell what exactly might be wrong with our pets, but with Petivity, you can monitor subtle clues and then take steps early. Petivity can help pick up on signs that you might not even notice and also give you some clarity on when it might be worth calling the vet over. Snap is my best friend in the entire world, and I worry about her so much, especially as she's getting older. Having this extra peace of mind has been incredibly valuable to me. I don't know if you can see behind me, but she heard I was talking about her and she came into the room. It also really was not difficult for her to adapt to having this either. It's super low profile and it just sits right underneath her regular litter box, so to her, it's basically like nothing has changed. She is blissfully unaware that I'm tracking how often she pees, but also it's nice because it just tells me when I have to go scoop it. There are many pros to having a litter monitor. So if you're interested, I'm gonna have some links down below to check out the Petivity Smart Litter Monitor. This has been a game changer for me, and I know a lot of you also have cats that have so graciously allowed you to live in their homes, so I think this might be a really helpful product for you. Thanks again to Petivity for sponsoring today's video. I'm really sorry to Snap for oversharing so much about her personal issues, but it is important to talk about because people might not realize how important their cat's litter box habits can be. But with that, let's go ahead and get back into the Sims. All right, where was I? I was thinking about windows on the exterior. Oh, these are quite small, aren't they? That's kind of cute though, isn't it? Also, how fitting of a sponsor is that for a video like this where I'm using just cats and dogs to do a build? I think we're definitely gonna make sure some cats live in this house, but we'll get to that. We'll see how many cats we can fit in here later after I furnish more of the house. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. A little bit of trim goes a long way on the front of the house build there too. And now I want to start thinking about doors. This big door actually fits quite nicely, but I'm wondering if the little door is maybe smarter for us to use because it's cheaper. This one is $525 and this one's $250. I can maybe use the big one in the back because then you have like the pretty view through those windows. I'm not sure if I want to have those big windows here in this room because this is the bathroom. Of course, the bathroom is where the nice view is on the house. I don't always think through the layouts of my Sims builds that much as I'm building them. I kind of like think about how the exterior looks and then go back in and figure out the inside, which clearly is not always the smartest plan, but this will be pretty good for now. Oh wait, these are 70 simoleons. How much is the big one? 140. Oh, I can use 2 of these big ones and have extra windows for the same price. Maybe I'll do that. I think I'll get some columns here too. I don't really know if this is the best idea because it's gonna be kind of expensive, but I kind of want to have some sort of nicer trim on the front. I would also like to have some pretty lights on the front. I don't know if that's gonna work either, but we'll see. We shall see. I have absolutely no idea what color I want to paint this house, but before I go any further, I'm gonna paint it now just so that we pay for it. I'm gonna paint the inside just a random color too. It can be ugly, that's fine. I just want to make sure that we've like paid for the walls so we don't end up furnishing the whole house and then getting stuck. Also, the trim is clipping. I didn't really think that through. Okay, we have to use a smaller trim. Sorry, everybody. Let me just go back and individually change every single one of these roof pieces because they're all different. And then I will also buy a random floor, although it would be nice to use this one. It's the same price. Oh, well then let's definitely use it. I love this cats and dogs floor. I used to use this all the time when the pack first came out. It's such a pretty flooring. All right, all the necessities are in. Aside from, you know, every single piece of furniture. The necessities aside from the furniture are all in. So for starters, this is silly, but I'm gonna put the litter box in right now before I forget because I don't want to like go through the whole house and then not have a litter box. This is like the automated litter box and it kind of actually looks like that litter monitor that I have, so I might put that there. I like it in the little window nook because what else am I gonna put in the nook like that? And then I'm also gonna buy the litter box for the humans Sims, which is this toilet. And then maybe I'll try and get a bathtub, or no. I was just thinking if you're gonna have dogs, you might need to have a bathtub, but I've changed my mind. This house belongs to cat people. They don't need to have a bathtub. The yellow walls and blue floor is like really throwing me off here. It's not exactly the cutest thing I have ever done. Okay, so there's a fully functional kitchen right here. I also wanted to have a little dining table set up over here. And then I was picturing the living room would be over in this area with like a TV here. I might be better off using a smaller table, but for now I kind of want to try and fit the big one. Oh no, I want to use the nice bed because it just looks so good, but look at how much that costs. $3,500. Never mind. This one is really expensive too, but maybe I can make it work. I'm trying to use as much from the cats and dogs pack as I can. This is nice. That $545. Never mind. Let's use the cheaper one. Cheap picnic table. It would be really cool to have a fish tank, but I don't think that I can afford that. Okay, so upstairs in the bedroom, I put a desk and the bed. We also have the litter box, and then I was thinking I might put like a little cat tree here in this window nook. Kind of feels right based on my real life experience. I've got a cat tree right there. A lot of stuff like this, like the cat scratching post, is really cheap. How ridiculous would it be to get a giant cat tree? It's probably ridiculous, right? That's $620. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's stick to the smaller ones. If we only have 1,000 simoleons left, we probably cannot spend $620 on a cat tree. That is not a smart idea. I will use this kind of ugly kids furniture set though. That's honestly perfectly reasonable. And we still have a decent amount of money left, sort of, depending on how you look at it. So the house is furnished. Now we just have to go back in and change all the colors because they look so bad. Okay. Starting with, oh, hold on, no. Starting with trash can. We do need one of those. Yikes. Okay, that is expensive. I also have no cat food, and that would probably be good too. We should probably think about that. Where will the cats eat? Maybe the cat food bowl could be like in the dining room with everybody else. Okay, not sure if your Sims can walk through that, but we'll find out. We will see. Sadly, this beautiful wallpaper is too expensive. It costs 7 simoleons, so never mind on that. Maybe I will start with the kids' room because that's probably gonna be the easiest thing for us to figure out. Oh, look at that cute like blue and yellow. We could maybe even, to be honest, we could maybe even keep the wallpaper that we have right now. No, I shouldn't even joke about that. That's not funny. Listen. I know that this is unbelievably ugly. Like, this is one of the worst things I've ever done in The Sims. This color scheme it's like borderline unacceptable. But what if I did it anyway? See, the kid can have like a cat calendar and a cat wall decal. And then maybe nothing else because I can't really afford much else. Unless we got like out of debug, we could probably put some cute things. There's frogs. So they could have a pet frog maybe. That one's only 10 simoleons. How much is this table? 495. Well, that explains a lot. Okay, never mind. You can't have that table. I've changed my mind. I was trying to give you nice things, but never mind. We will get nice things in the form of cuter dining chairs. How about that? These are cheap. They're only 50. What happened to my stairs? Hello? Oh, well, that explains why I suddenly have so much money. I was sat here wondering where that all went. Okay, so let me put this back. Thankfully, this rug is only 35 simoleons. That is beautiful. Oh, these cute little feathers might be nice. Can you size them up? That's only 60 simoleons. We could maybe find an even cheaper one. Like this duck feather's only 35. And that's like cats and dogs wall decor. So we could try and use that. In this bathroom, immediately starting by picking some sort of nicer tile. And then I don't really think that I should spend too much other money in there. I don't think there's any point. The bathroom looks fine. It's not the best, but it's workable. Oh, you know what else I could do is get a cheaper TV. This one's quite expensive. I'd like to have a better TV, but if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And this way we can have in an extra chair and stuff. I can afford to use this kind of fun wallpaper upstairs and then maybe mix and match it with, I don't know, some of this is ugly. Maybe I could mix and match it with that. How does that look together with the green and then the stripy wallpaper? Somehow that's actually, I don't think even that bad. I'll get less light up here. We are gonna need some lamps, and then it would be nice if we had a bookshelf or something just because there's nothing else on the desk up here. I'll make the staircase a darker color too so it matches the floors better. This pretty shelf is only 112. I probably shouldn't use that, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to make this place seem like it's got more going on. They can have one cat bowl and one dog bowl. Oh no. Never mind, you can't have that anymore. Insufficient funds, really? Can I delete the other side of the stairs? That's really pricey, I know. It's like maybe a mistake to do that, but I can't afford it. If we did this, we have loads of money back too. And then maybe I can put the pet bowls kind of over here by the staircase. I really don't like how that looks. I much prefer the look of the staircase. Let me see if I can keep it. Hold on, sorry, false alarm. Can I make this back porch smaller? That gave me 78 simoleons. I just realized I'm gonna wanna swap the fence out. I don't think that we're gonna, yeah, we can't do that. Okay. Maybe the back porch should be even smaller. Maybe that's the next step, is just to make the back porch like smaller than it already is. No, it's gotta be big. It's the only way. It looks bad otherwise. What if I put a tile backsplash on just part of the wall? That's kind of bad, right? Like it doesn't look that good. Also, can I get another big window? No. Oh my God. Okay. New problem, new plan. 140 simoleons for a sliding glass door. Listen, it's not as cute. I know. Nothing can be done about that. Then we get bigger windows. I put those in the back. Those are actually the same price and there's more to it. I'm gonna need some lights out here because right now it's looking pretty pitiful. Now I have more money. Okay, with this money, I am going to buy something. Everything's so expensive. This painting, 300 simoleons. Here's a cute poster about adopting pets. That's nice. It matches the bird, I guess. Ooh, maybe I could use 3 sets of feathers because then I can put them big on this wall behind the TV, and then we've got like a nice art installation. That honestly, I think looks kind of good. I'm really pleasantly surprised by that. I didn't think that it was gonna be good, so I'm pretty happy about that. Not sure about the sad cat. It's not really the vibes, but I don't know. We'll get a fake plant. Oh, no, not that one. Sorry. Too expensive. Too expensive. Try this one instead. How much is this? 55? No, let's try 25 instead. Yeah, I think I might actually use the leash shelf. I feel like this is kind of cute. It matches the cats and dogs vibes. I'll probably get a couple of pet toys down here in the corner. There's some little pet treats. I could put those over there. 50 simoleons. Oh my. There's kind of like a little cute paw print welcome mat. I could probably use that. How much is this? 390. Okay, see, we can do better than that, I think. I'm gonna delete some of this and then put hopefully a cheap staircase in there. That little food mat is more expensive. It's 20 instead of 10 simoleons, but I think it's cuter, so I'm gonna use that one instead. I don't really think anything else can go upstairs. Last, I really want to try and do something to fix this kids' room because look, it's ugly. There's no nicer way of saying that. This kids' room is horrendous. I don't know if adding a rug is gonna make it better or worse. Probably worse, but like maybe in a good way. I don't know. I've never used these things together and I'm not sure that I should ever do it again, but we'll start there. And now I gotta paint the exterior. So I've kind of been leaving the outside bit until absolute last minute because I wasn't sure what I wanted it to be like out here and it wasn't really the priority. I'll get us a nice brick foundation so we have some more texture and color going on. And then I don't know what siding to use because the problem with this pack is that it's all blue. Whether you like it or not, this pack is like destined for blue Suburbans because it's all blue everywhere. Do they really all have that horrible trim color? Okay, that one's not as bad. For some reason, the bigger shingles, the trim is like glitched. How about a beige suburban house? Shall we do that instead? I'm feeling okay about this. Just perfectly okay. But now I want to go in and get some debug landscaping. bb.show hidden objects, bb.show live edit objects. So luckily the debug from Cats and Dogs has a lot of good things. There's a pretty decent amount of landscaping, but also a lot of fake fences and stuff that we can try to use. Oh, weird. This one's kind of glitched. You can like see the foundation through it. I've never seen that before. Okay, probably not going to use that bush. Thankfully, this little bush will be perfect for our purposes here in the front of the house. There's even boats in the debug from this pack. I don't think I'll be using any of those, but I guess we could if we really wanted to. We do also have some really beautiful debug trees, so I can put some of these around to help fill in the rest of the lot. I love this little tree. I don't know if that's a bad idea to use, but it does look kind of cute here in the front. It actually helps to cover up some of the house too. Not that the house looks bad, but sometimes it's nice to just have some separation. I need to look at the base game debug now, because I think the base game debug is gonna have more fence options for us. Some of them look kind of bad. Like this one you can tell is not really real. We do have some pretty big bushes that I can try and fit in. So like this kind of thing might be nice. All right, this is a very, very, very simple fence, but it might be nice just to have something going in the front of the house. I don't know if it's weird that it just like goes into a bush and then stops, but I don't know, we can make it work. And I've been doing this sometimes recently where I'll put these little squares and I'll try and like make a custom square pathway that we've individually placed. I like doing that on lots like this where there isn't really a clear starting point to the lot. Like there isn't a pathway that leads up to it or a driveway or anything. I'll put the mailbox down. And then I will probably get us a couple flowers kind of in the back over here. And I might use some more of these flowers in the actual back of the house down this way. I think we're gonna wanna have some sort of landscaping back here. I'm also probably gonna wanna have some sort of item back here. I'm just not really sure what yet. I'll hide the trash can back behind this. The back of the house is kind of boring. It's not really like the most exciting looking, but that always happens with starter homes. It's just really hard to do all of this on like such a tight budget. I'll put a big bush back here to help finish off this branch thing. Okay, and then on the rest of the lot, there's a couple like cute little cat plants that I might try and put down because I could get a couple garden pots and then we can have a sim plant these in there. Oh, okay, that might be a little pricey. I'm not sure if we can make that work. That's gonna be the only thing in the backyard if we do that, which honestly might not be bad. It's okay. We don't need to have a ton back here on the patio. We're already kind of pushing our luck a little bit. We've got a lot going on this lot right now. Terrain paint is free, so I'm gonna go in and put a bunch of that everywhere underneath all of this stuff. I might put a little bit underneath our pathway too. And then that, my friends, might be the fully finished build. I just gotta get my sim to come plant these really quickly. That's gonna make it look a lot better. I can probably cheat them to be fully grown too. Thank you, Eric. That was incredibly helpful of you. And now we have some functional plants outside. Okay, that is the finished product. So when you first walk into the house, to the right, we've got a small kitchen. I wish that I could have had some cabinets and like maybe some more clutter, but this will do. Down here, we've got a small living room. I really actually, oh, uh-oh. Hold on, these are clipping. Let me fix that really fast. I was gonna say, I really actually like the bird feathers. I think it's kind of a nice touch. And then we have a very small dining room with food for the cats and us. We've got a really, really weird, brightly colored kids room and a bathroom downstairs. And then upstairs is the primary bedroom. They've also got some cat stuff. And there's room to grow because you could buy like a computer once your Sims have earned some more money and things like that. So there you have it. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, cats and dogs starter home. It only uses cats and dogs on the base game, so anybody can download it if you have those packs. I will stick it on the gallery for you if you are interested in downloading it. Huge thanks again to Petivity for sponsoring today's video, and if you're interested in checking out that smart litter monitor, I'm gonna have a link down below for you. I do a lot of Sims builds like this here on my YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. And with that, I am gonna go and I will catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. I am really good at cutting it really close with starter homes. I will spend every last simoleon if I'm given the chance to.